And now we're going to do this world map activity while we wait for more people to join us. Let's see. Yes, so you should all have whiteboard permission now. Good. And I'm from Sarasota, Florida. So a little bit about myself. I'm an emerging technologies librarian as well as being a Wikipedia ambassador. And I'm also a returned Peace Corps volunteer. I worked in Nepal for 2 years and Thailand for several months before I came back here. And then I worked in the public school system for 3 or 4 years, private schools for 3 years, and now I work in the college system. So, oh yes, Wikipedia Ambassador, actually anybody can be a Wikipedia Ambassador. You just have to go online and take about a 2-hour training-ish. It's self-paced. So it's really however long it takes you. And then you're ready to go and help people with editing Wikipedia articles. So yeah, it is easy enough. It teaches you how to do the editing and the technical parts of it and what Wikipedia allows and doesn't allow on their site. So I'm gonna wait till 2:05 until I start the presentation. So there's certain things Wikipedia calls them the 5 pillars of Wikipedia, and I'm going to be going over this in a little bit too. But Wikipedia is very focused on being unbiased. So, or if there's controversial topics that the facts are in debate, then they're focused on providing both sides of both views or all the views of opinion. So, yes, I think so too. And it's different when it's you telling them that they need to be unbiased and when it's an unbiased person that doesn't know them at all telling them that something that they've written is biased and that they need to change it. It's funny how they believe people that they don't know and they won't believe you. And that's true too. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do application sharing. Okay, so Peggy, I can't see the chat with this window open. So I guess I'll take questions at the end. Let me see if I can make it bigger, but
that was great before, Natalie, and I'll try to keep track of the questions for you too at the end. Don't worry about following the chat.
All right. So as I mentioned before, I'm actually the Wikipedia ambassador for my college, New College of Florida, and I worked with a professor, Dr. Sarah Hernandez, incorporating editing a Wikipedia article into our class. And we got together and we wrote a research paper on it, and we submitted it to the International Society of Technology and Education. And this is the presentation that I also did because of that research paper. So we approached this and we wondered what the educational value of incorporating Wikipedia editing into an undergraduate course, but I think it's also applicable to any education. So you all know this. Students, and us too, me too, we turn to Wikipedia without knowing how to assess it. Is it reliable? How reliable is it? How do I tell a reliable Wikipedia article from an unreliable one? So these are the skills that we wanted students to get from editing a Wikipedia article: to improve their research skills, to share information, instead of having it be a throwaway assignment, that this is something that they have to really think about and put out there for the world to see. So here's the 5 pillars of Wikipedia that I was talking about it before. So number 2 is it's written from a neutral point of view, it's unbiased. It's free content that anyone can use, edit, or modify, which means that you cannot, it's very good for teaching students about copyright. If you put anything on there is copyrighted, the Wikipedia editors will take it down. And if you do it too much, they'll ban you. So it's a useful skill to know how to find copyright-free content and how to upload it. So, and Wikipedia has provided an education program. They say it's the end of throwaway assignments. And how they market it is when you're in a class and your teacher and you're teaching students how to do a research paper, they're writing the research paper to you, to the teacher. It's not a wide audience. What happens at the end of the research paper, I mean, you might keep 1 or 2 as model papers, but then the rest of them, they go back to the students and they probably throw them away. So instead of doing that, this is billed as the end of throwaway assignments that they can do the research and edit Wikipedia and share it with everybody. So they provide a toolbox to help you, and the toolbox has some lesson plan ideas, some outlines. You don't have to be a campus ambassador to do the technical training. You can do it yourself and be one, or you can sign up, and campus ambassadors or online ambassadors can sign up on your course to help you with it. So you would at least get virtual assistance, if not an in-person assistance with this. These students have contributed over 18,000 pages to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia found 72% of students prefer a Wikipedia article to a traditional assignment. So how we did it, like I said, I worked with a course professor, and at the second week of class, I came in and I did about a 30-minute training. And the students also have a self-paced tutorial on how to edit their resources. The professor talked to them about research and synthesizing research. And they also worked on, they took a Wikipedia article and they analyzed parts of it that could be improved before they did their research so they would know what to research. So I'm not going to play these because video doesn't really stream that well. But in the presentation description of this actual presentation, there's a link to this Prezi, and you can go and watch these clips from these student presentations. So, but this particular student, he identified some generalizations, some missing details, citations, and areas to improve. And this student identifies missing citations, details, underrepresented viewpoints. She then added this information to this article. So at the end, we did both quantitative and qualitative analysis of the Wikipedia assignment. So first, the professor's observations. She felt that she struggled with integrating technology, pedagogy, and content. Some students said that they wanted more of a step-by-step approach. And we also found that students wrote better for Wikipedia than they did for the professor themselves alone. So the public forum encouraged more careful attention to syntax and grammar and writing style. So this is the quantitative analysis of the 17 Wikipedia entries. So here you see that the student, 11 of them made grammatical corrections, and they all made citation corrections or additions. So the user participated in the talk page. Most of them did not. And the Wikipedia article, and after this, if we have time, we can go and look at an actual Wikipedia article if you guys like. But on the top of a Wikipedia article, there's the regular page, and to the right of that, there's another tab that says Talk, and this is where editors can talk to each other. So you can talk about the content of the page. Instead of just deleting somebody's entry, you can say, you know, we think that this is biased. Would you change A, B, and C? And then if they don't respond, then you delete it. So most of the students fulfilled their own goals for the project. So you see here that most of the students added at least 50 characters. So Wikipedia keeps track of how much you add and delete. So most of them didn't do, sorry, the top is, did they delete? So most of them didn't delete that much, and over 75% of them added at least 3,000 characters. That's about 500 to 600 words. So the qualitative analysis, we sent anonymous surveys to the students for them to complete at the end, and we got 10 responses. So most of them said that they did receive guidance on the conceptual framework and the technical guidance. And it was really interesting that 60% of them said that their opinion of Wikipedia had changed. Also, 60% said that they planned on participating in Wikipedia in the future. They all gained a keener understanding of the subject matter. 90% of them gained a keener understanding of generating knowledge and sharing it. And 90% of them also said that they gained technical knowledge. So they also had opportunities to give us open response feedback on the program. So this is some things that they said. They now realize that they have rules about the content. They're more cautious about trusting information on Wikipedia, how to synthesize resources, not inject original thought into my writing, how necessary it is to cite everything, and it helped them add their voice to the global electronic world, and that they feel like their school project is worth something more than a grade. So these are some things that they said were weaknesses of the program. They felt like they were lucky that they had HTML and technical skills. It's more time-consuming than just writing a regular paper. They said it was convoluted and annoying because of the coding business. That person, I don't think, had prior knowledge of HTML or technical skills. And some of them, there were 2 students that said that they had a lot of anxiety to displaying their writing publicly. They overanalyzed their information, and they feared their input being deleted from the article. Some of this anxiety, the professor and I felt could be addressed by having the students peer review each other's writing before it went up on Wikipedia. So that's probably something that we'll implement in the future. So in the future, we do think we're going to continue this project. They did increase their subject matter and research knowledge and technical knowledge. They got used to how to work collaboratively in person and virtually. They gain skills in problem solving, media literacy, technical skills, critical thinking. It benefited most of them. It does require close guidance, and students should analyze how Wikipedia talks about what topic they're doing early in the process, so at the end they're not scrambling for an article to find and trying to decide how they're going to change it and everything. So to help them go more step by step, the professor felt that students should submit a bibliography by the 4th week and a reading schedule. And I talked about the peer review. And at the end of class, she wanted the students to give a peer in-class presentation to everyone so they can get some more feedback. And here are just some references. These are from that research paper I did. And here's the professor's contact information and my information. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go back in the chat and look. Yes, the talk page is really good. So what happens when your content is deleted? You can always revert the page. So it says that nothing's ever deleted forever. That's for one thing. So you can undo it. And the teacher can monitor it, but this is something, it might be better suited for homeschool or college because you can't control what other editors say to you. So Wikipedia does have standards, so everyone needs to be polite, but it's not something that you can really enforce. You can complain about somebody and report somebody, but in public schools sometimes they're so sensitive about people outside talking to you that it's just very restrictive. So the teacher's role in this, yes, and we actually we had very few people, very few editors talking back to, or on the talk page interacting with our students. So it wasn't really a fear for the college students, and there is things that you can adjust to, like I said, to have if other editors are being rude to you. But you know, public schools are just super sensitive about online bullying and stuff like that. So they really avoid, yeah, it's text only, and everything's recorded. So the teacher's role, I think it really helps in the teacher's role to help them with guiding. You talk about bias, how to do research, how to do citations. Yes. So, yes, you can monitor the talk page. And you can also set up a course page through the Wikipedia education program. So if you look up Wikipedia education program, I think there might be a link here too. You can sign up to have a course page, and then in a course page, students can sign on. This is if you have more than one student, but they can sign on, and you can keep track of all of your students and all of the content that they've added or deleted from the website. Of course, you can also do that with yourself. If you only have one student or two, it's easy to manage, then you can go into yourself to each profile and look at each profile and see how you've contributed to Wikipedia. Are there any other questions? I don't see why not. Especially if, I mean, it's quantitative, so you can say that you've contributed so many characters onto Wikipedia. I think it's becoming more and more accepted. As far as how much you contribute to Wikipedia, you can earn badges and recognition for doing it. Yeah, you are all co-authors. So there's, if you contribute over, I think the first 2,000 characters, you get a certain badge, and then how do you cite it's the same as an online article. You guys know, do you guys know Citation Machine? Well, you would just go there and use online encyclopedia article. I can show you the Wikipedia top page now if you like, or a course page even. Okay. Okay, so, well, this is just a random page. I thought EN was English, but it's EN at the beginning. Anyway, so here's the article, and here it says talk. So this page is not a very active page. Let me look at something else. All right, so this is the featured article, Albert Bridge. So then you go to the talk, and you see this is where some people have talked about it. You can see the time that they talked, who talked, what they talked about. Some of the more controversial articles about political figures or hot button topics like global warming, they have a lot of action going on the talk page. Not many other articles do. If the first one, let's see, let me show you if it's, trying to think of an obscure topic. Okay, so the page ringtail opossum doesn't exist. That's because it's an animal I made up. But you can ask for it to be created, or you can look down here to see. So if you're the first one to write on it, you would ask for it to be created, and then it would be a stub article, which means it wouldn't have hardly anything there, but then you could add to it and other people could add to it. So let's say if this article was the one you wanted to do research on possums, you can go to Edit Source. And then to edit it, you just type in here. And you see it has these markups, like these, I think they're called tildes. No, those are the squiggly lines. Brackets. It has these brackets. Every time you edit something, you're supposed to put a tilde on it. These asterisks mean something else. So then after you're done editing it, you type in what changes you've made, and you save it, or you can show the preview. I'll show you my sandbox now. Isn't that always what happens? All right. So this is me. And you can go to my profile, and you can see my contributions up here. And these are all of the articles that I've participated in, usually on the top page. And if you go to your own talk page, you can see where people can come and make comments. Like this person is welcoming me to Wikipedia. Okay, so let's say I wanted to go back to that possum page. And I wanted to add something about their diet. Go back to the article. Just to edit the diet, you can go here to edit source, and then copy this, and then go back to my profile. Should be a sandbox here. Okay. So, and then you can paste it here. Nope. It didn't copy it. So you copy it and you paste it here, and then you can save it and show the preview. So you can edit it here and test it out kind of right here. Lagon Moms, did that answer your question? All right, sure. So the first thing that you would do is how inserts are made. Okay. I spelled possums wrong. Okay. So here's possums again. So let's say you found a section that you wanted to add to, like classification. If I knew a lot about classifying possums, then you highlight this, copy it, then go back to your profile, paste it, and then you can edit it. It's much easier to edit something with a model than to just do it by yourself. So let's say I thought that this was spelled not genus, I'm just making this up, not pygmy possums, but small possums. And I wanted to change this to hilly. So, and then down here, I type what I did. And then you can show preview. And then it shows which changes I've made here. And then this is not on the regular page. This is just the test page. So if I like these changes I made, oh, that's okay, Peggy. If you like these changes you made, then you can go back to Edit, and copy and paste it into the article. If it did something that you didn't know it was going to do, then you can go back and change it. But this is just kind of a place to try it out. No problem, like on Moms. Hi, Orinoke. Did I say that right? I'm in, if you log in, if you create a profile, I was showing you how to go to the copy from a article content, paste it into your sandbox, and then edit it from there. Oh, sure. I can switch to app sharing. Let's see. Okay, so here's the Wikipedia education program. So you can see the current classes that are being offered or people are doing through Wikipedia. Oh, I didn't mean, I thought it was it. Never mind. So here you see information for educators. Here's the online orientation for educators. So you can see this is the self-paced tour I was talking to you about. So, and then here in resources, this is where they have a syllabus, a 12-week model syllabus. This is really geared towards professors, but I think anybody can really do this. Anybody that has information. If you look at a Wikipedia article and you think, well, this is not that great of an article, you can change it. So they have, let's see, really good lesson plans, policies, how to design your assignment. So here is the self-paced training that you can go through that shows you how to do all of the the editing basics, how to use it in your classroom, how to make a course page. There you go. I'll copy and paste this into the text box. Oh, there you go. So to go back to the main page, just to show you an article. Like I was showing you guys the possum article before. I spelled it wrong. Oh no, I didn't. I guess anyway. Here's the article, and here's the talk page. So you can see people talking about. Let's see, proposed merge. So here it's an existing genus, separate genus. So people are talking back and forth. They don't like the picture. Somebody says possums are ugly no matter what. That's a point of view. So here's where they talk back and forth on it. And up here, you can log in or create an account if you don't already have one. So up here, you see it says Sandbox, and then this is my profile, and here you can see contributions. So if you're only working with 1 or 2 students, it's easy to keep track of what they've done and everything. You can see all of these are the things I've worked with the professor on in her class. Here you can see someone's talked to me. You can go to your sandbox and yes, you go to edit source and then you can change things in here. So it's much easier if you, like in that possum article, if there was something you saw that you wanted to add, you can copy and paste it here, change it, and then go to preview it. And if it's what you wanted it to look like, then you can copy and paste it back into the article. Or if it's not what you wanted it to look like, then you can change it here. So you don't make or your student doesn't make a big mistake on editing something before they put it out there. They can preview it there. You can delete inappropriate comments on your own talk page and your profile, but that's the only one that you have control over. You can report people for making inappropriate comments though. And then like the super administrators can block them or delete them. Mandy, did you have a question? I don't know, your face has a red hand up. I didn't know what that meant. Okay. Oh, and then something else to show you. Nothing is, like I said, nothing is ever deleted or nothing is ever deleted. So you go to view history in any article and you can see the previous history that's happened. So you can compare selected versions. So if you wanted to see, let's see, this one from July 2013 and today's. You can compare them and then they show you what's changed about it right here. So you can see how it's changed. And you can revert it, but usually if you revert it to one that's much previous, then it usually gets changed back by one of the super administrators. But you can at least capture it for your own analysis, or if you wanted to use it for grading or anything. So that was really useful to us in assigning grades in this. So it's true that their content might get deleted, but it's never gone. You can still capture it back. Yes, we assigned a rubric to the professor. It was more important that the students use their analysis skills to evaluate what was missing from a Wikipedia article than that they really contributed to it. So she had them take a Wikipedia article and write what it was missing, give her a presentation on that, and then contribute to what was missing in the article. Yeah, I thought it was good too. Are there any other questions? I would start it with students as if they're going independently to Wikipedia, they should at least be starting to analyze what Wikipedia needs and how to use it. I mean, even if you would only have them start with an article and they would analyze it and decide it didn't need anything, then that would be fine. Then they might not even edit anything. But if they found an article that, if they started thinking independently and finding articles that they could really add something to, then they could start adding it. I think so too, Mandy. Wikipedia it's written like an encyclopedia, but it's not. I think they did an analysis of it, and it had like 6th grade level, 4th to 6th grade level writing in it. I just thought Mandy meant that it was written in simple language. Maybe there is a simple language version. I don't know about that. Oh. Thanks, Mandy. Yes, I just clicked on that, which I didn't. I'm so happy I gave this presentation because I didn't know about that. This is the simple Wikipedia page would also be good for English language learners. And I like on the front page, it says, be bold. Your article does not have to be perfect because other editors will fix it and make it better. And most importantly, do not be afraid to start and make articles better yourself. Thank you, Orinoke. There's, if you need the presentation or links, I put them in the description of this presentation on the Homeschool Conference. And my email's there too. And I'm a campus ambassador for Wikipedia. So if I see that you need help in a course, if you've made a course page and you need help, I volunteer for those too. Thank you, Peggy. There's also a lot of other, whoops, okay. There's also a lot of other Wikipedia projects. There's Wikibooks, and I think one called Wiki Language. There's a lot of, Wikimedia is the other one, Wikimedia. So it's all open source, open content, and open for everyone to edit. So I don't know very much about editing those other ones, but it's something that's on my list to find out. Thank you guys for helping me test out this is my first time doing this presentation online. So it's my second time presenting online, but only my first time doing this presentation. So thanks for letting me try it out on you guys. Thank you, Mandy. Yes, Peggy, it was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. No, the last time I did the first presentation I did a year ago, I tried to have a screencast because I was demonstrating a cool software, but it was not possible. Okay. Well, the other conference I presented was the Library 2.0 conference, and it had a lot of international attendees. And their broadband was very slow, and their video didn't work very well. So that's why I stayed away from video this time. Even though if you go to the presentation and the Prezi by yourself, it does have 2 videos in it. They're about 30 seconds each. Bye for now. Thanks for coming. Yes. And it's just the students presenting on just, like I said, 30 seconds. Just a snippet of their presentation. Thank you too, Peggy. Okay, I'm going to log out too myself. Goodbye.